goodness. Okay, well, thank you so much for doing this, Elisa. I really appreciate it. And I'm excited to find out about your creative process. So let me introduce Elisa.
Of course.
Elisa is from Italy, and she is a wife, mother of 2 boys, and is an environmental engineer working full-time in a regional environmental protection agency. She spent most of her life studying, working, and taking care of the family. And for a long time, she pulled apart her passion for art because of the lack of time and difficulties in managing an already busy daily routine. I'm not surprised.
Yes. I have just 24 hours a day.
I know, we can't stretch it out. 3 years ago, she realized that it was time to do something for herself. So she started dedicating time to make art systematically, learning to use different media such as charcoal, acrylic, and oil paints. Her inspiration comes from people, especially women, and she is interested in interpreting and understanding their inner world made of dreams, fears, hope, and rebirth. Being aware on the basis of her direct experience that women need to do, well, let me say that again, that women need to discover themselves and to be seen authentically, beyond stereotypes and labels. Elisa aims to help them to strengthen their identity. By her figure paintings set halfway between realism and expressivity, she invites women to be proud of their past, enjoy the present, and face the future with joy. A poem, a book, a sentence on a newspaper, a chat with a friend can all offer Elisa hints on a new concept and ideas for future paintings. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for introducing me.
It's a pleasure. Okay, so I've got some questions. So please, when I'm looking down, I'm not ignoring you. I am just looking at the questions and making sure I don't miss any out. What are you working on at present, Elisa?
Oh, it's quite a busy time for me because next week I will be launching my new collection.
Ooh!
Name is Burning Souls.
Burning
and it's
Souls.
all about passion and explosive feelings and desire coming from the art. So you will find, portraits, but also figurative paintings, all, involving drama and, strong feelings. And in a almost monochromatic environment, because I used limited palette with red, black, and white. And this collection will be the protagonist of a party that I will hold on Zoom. So really everyone is so welcome to join, because we'll be able to be surrounded by art and really get in touch with each other, and you can ask me anything about my process, and we will also be able to draw together intuitively, because I'm going to give people a small prompt to draw a little bit all together. So this is my current project.
That sounds wonderful. And if you give me the link, I'll post that under the video.
Of course I will. I will provide you the link. Tickets
Okay,
are
so
free,
what?
And they are on Eventbrite. So everyone can access and take their own ticket for the occasion.
Fantastic. What actually sparked this idea, this project that you're working on?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
What sparked the idea? What gave you the initial idea for this project?
I came from, a month of almost like a block. I had the typical artistic block, and I couldn't come
Typical?
out from it. And so I tried to unlock myself by, you know, making marks and making mess. And then I decided, okay, let's come back to my, you know, standard art, as I would say, so figurative art, but with a different touch. And I used a lot of, you know, tools to mark making, and a lot of palette knives, so non-traditional tools to have expressivity in these paintings. The idea is that we often hide ourselves behind sort of veil, and we seem to so like this, oh, nothing can touch me, I am so perfect, I am you know, ethereal. But I think that the real part of ourselves is somewhere burning inside. And I would love people to be able and to have the strength to pull it out, as I did, basically, because, you know, I denied for years that I could do something different from just being a technician, a scientist. And then I discovered that I didn't have anything speaking about me. And I wonder why not, in, you know, giving the inspiration to other people. So those paintings speak about burning passion, burning desire, and daring to desire is already a privilege, I think.
And it sounds like you are connecting back to that initial hidden part of yourself that you have discovered through art. That's what it sounds like, and you want to share that with other people.
It's true. It's true, because I think that, you know, being an artist is somehow living like in a circle. We have so periods of enormous activity, enormous intellectual and artistic life inside, but it's normal that we have also playing times where nothing seems to happen. But those times are important as well, because we reflect, we go inside ourselves, and, you know, we grow in the silence of our studios where nothing happens and no one sees us. And then we are ready to go back again with more strength and more, you know, efficiency and more, I think, more love for what we do.
Thank you. Do you do any form of research or preparatory work before you start any project?
What I do is, you know, setting the basics for the outcome I like. I have got an idea about the composition and how the final painting would look like. And then, you know, you have to make decisions, and each painting is like a series of decisions that you make along the process. So first you select the composition, you know, the reference. Still, I painted from references this time. And then you make the selection of colors, and you make the selection of the tools, and you make the selection of, you know, everything is a decision along the way. And then yes, I can sketch, you know, the composition if I'm not sure about what to do, but nothing more than this, because I go with the intuition. So I would get bored, I think, if I have to do all the preparatory and then start again doing the piece. I would lose my instinct and my energy, because it's quite, you know, energy demanding. And I think that after all, I am a slow painter because I put too much effort into what I do, so I get tired. And I don't do, you know, 8 hours painting sessions. It's impossible for me, for a couple of reasons. One is that I need to go back and forth from the school to pick up the kids, and then I have to go to work, and so many many things along the day, but also because really I'm without energy if I am too in front of the easel for too long.
Okay. I think you've answered your decision-making process so far. Oh, give me some examples of the decisions that you've made in this particular series of works that you're done for this project.
Yes, well, integrating, for example, integrating the figure with the background or not. You can decide to make, like a mimesis, perfect integration in colors for the figure to be almost, fading into the background, or you can make it stand up and almost popping up from the canvas. And this is a totally different effect. But I'm so sorry that I can show you, but all is a secret, so you will
It's
see.
a secret.
Yeah.
I think you're planting lots of little teases for us to want to come along and see what you have created. Can you describe another decision that you made or considered while you're making this series?
Oh, well, even including different kind of desires, I think, is a choice, because I decided to represent the burning souls under the different points of view. So we have, for example, the self-affirmation desire, and then we have a sort of intellectual love, which implies physical, sorrow almost, and you will see. I can say anything again, I'm sorry. And then I in one painting there is the desire of a little girl. So a lot of different kind of women coexisting and living is in sort of emotional circus, I would say, where everybody has a role. And Shakespeare used to say that life is a play. So I think that I took this concept and made it mine in this case.
Okie doke. So from my understanding of what you said, you've actually used different kind of figures to represent all those kind of aspects of being a woman, basically.
Burning passion, yeah.
Your burning desires. Okay. What is your favorite artwork by another artist?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I change my mind so frequently. At the moment, I'm studying expressive realism, which is a current of realistic painters that I love so much. And I'm totally in love with the works by Stanka Kordic and Mara Light. And I really recommend for those who love portraiture in general, and especially oil portraiture, but in a modern approach, to take a look to the works of these two wonderful artists, because they are really inspiring. They are both American, and they so contemporary.
Thank you. If you could actually send me their names so that other people can look them up.
I will.
I'm not sure of the spelling.
Let's spread art everywhere.
Absolutely. So why are you particularly interested in this genre of artwork at this moment in time?
Because I think that imperfection is quite a meaningful factor in their portraiture, and in mine too. I'm detaching myself from the perfect facial features, the perfect shape of an eyebrow or the lips. everything is fragmented because the self is fragmented. So I'm really expressing, you know, the uncertainties of our era, I think, as the painters and used to do even in the latest century, if you think about.
Yeah.
And I think that if we try to break the perfection of, you know, the physical appearance, we can leave the space to for imagination from the viewer, and you'd suggest and you push him or her to see what's beyond, what is she thinking, what is she doing, why such, you know, a pause for that, what does she want me to say. That's why I love it, because it's expressive, but it's also real, because you know, beautiful paintings, but not perfect. We are far away from the Renaissance, so it's another era now.
Okay. And it sounds like what you're doing is evoking people to ask questions about what has been painted.
I hope so. I hope so. There is no reason in making something that is just hanging on a wall without involving you inside. If we have an opportunity to tell a story, to change the perspective, we can do it, and we have to do it. It's like, you know, a legacy for us that we make art. It's our legacy.
That's a very powerful statement.
It's a very good question.
What feelings arise in you when you are creating, Elisa?
When I am in peace, so it's the typical detachment from reality. So you lose the sense of space and time, and you just concentrate on the single gesture that you make, the single brush stroke. And it's like a wonderful coordination between eyes and observing the subject and the reference, and the hands reproducing and adjusting the colors, and so working on the values. And every step is a step nearer to the final result, and you see something being born under your arms, and which is amazing. So
and how does it make you feel when you're doing that?
Oh, I feel so I feel not almighty, because I don't want to say this, because only God is almighty, but I think that we really step up from our, you know, human condition. We become something more than just human beings, because we are creating.
Absolutely. And to go back to how you feel when you're doing that.
Yeah, well, you know, happy.
You're feeling happy when you're doing that. Thank you.
Happy. I feel lighter, you know. I can breathe, and yes, I'm happy. So everything is connected with happiness and excited, and I would love to involve everyone. So come and see what I'm doing, and I would love to teach everything in the same moment. So it's quite a mess. But yes,
I like mess. What do you do when you're undecided, when you're creating a piece? What do you do next when you're undecided?
Well, I study. I take those times to study, to research, to, you know, to learn something different. For example, maybe another technique, to try out different combinations of colors on a sketchbook. So I think that it is important too, because it's a process of knowing and learning, and we have to fill our cup, how do we say, before being able to give something to others. And yes, researching and studying and reading on my own for me are the basics. I'm quite intellectual, really. Maybe you won't find me walking in the woods because maybe I prefer to stay at home in my studio and read a book. That's my attitude. Yeah.
No, that's absolutely fine. Have you ever left an artwork unfinished?
Of course I did. Of course I did. At the beginning, I felt like I was failing because I'm quite used to bring to the end everything I start. And this is very true, especially for my job, because, you know, I can't leave just a single thing, you know, midway. I have to finish. We are so used to that. But then maybe because I interrupt the work and I disconnect emotionally from the work, then I leave it away and then maybe I paint over it and I start something new. And that at the beginning, I felt that really it was very difficult for me to paint over because I was so attached to the, you know, perfection, and I couldn't achieve that perfection, that it was quite a structure that which was not real, because it was something in my head, but not responding to what I wanted to communicate. It was very, very hard to paint over whole stuff. But now I'm quite at ease with this. So yes, I can leave things unfinished. Yeah, it happens.
Good. I just want to ask another question relating to that. So that you were striving for perfection at that time, it sounds like, and now you're not. Can you explain what the transition was in going from one to the other?
Of course, because I think it's the basis for my, you know, desire of teaching the imperfection, because I am now exploring a new path in my art, which is based on teaching intuitive drawing in specific sessions that I give each month on a specific topic that I always change. And yes, when I got the last block and I started making marks and doing art for the sake of for the sake of art, but no secondary goals or whatever. Then I understood that we can produce and we can create, and we are, you know, we have dignity and we are important creators, even if we are not perfect. And just because we create, we are wonderful human beings. And then I wanted to involve people in this sort of, you know, creative cycle. And I promote absolutely the idea of drawing and making art starting from a thought and intuition, and just following whatever comes to your mind without plans, because plans really narrow and niche down your way, because of course you made the decisions before, even before starting, which is good sometimes, but sometimes we need something different. Sometimes we need to break the rules and to make mess. And so now I think I am more, you know, I'm more balanced as an artist, because I gave myself permission to make ugly stuff. Yeah.
Which is great. And have you found that your art has developed because of that?
Yeah, I came back with less, you know, less defined lines, less defined colors, but more energy, I think, which is more authentic. Yeah. I'm changing. I really don't know what's going to come next, but I'm just walking.
That sounds fabulous. So what was the last piece that you abandoned and overpainted? And why did you feel that you needed to?
Oh, well, it was not a proper piece. When I was just, throwing some paint on a couple of canvas, and then I was ready to, to paint something different, which are a couple of, figurative paintings of glass collection, and then so I gestured them over and started again. It was not a figure, but I have a couple of parrots in the other room that need to be painted over as well. Yes, they were
Okay.
beautiful parrots, yeah, but they're not useful to my purpose, so I will.
So they're not using for the purpose of this, so that's why. Okay.
They
Does
are disappearing very soon.
Does your creative process vary at all?
I think so. I think so. But I can recognize that there are some, usual and repetitive steps, like, the research of a good reference that I can connect with at first sight. And then, researching for a good composition depending on the size, and then, starting with blocking values and then coming along with redefining colors. Yeah, this is basically the process. Yeah.
Okay. So how do you work with that, which is very much sort of planning and incorporating your intuitive aspects of yourself?
Oh, because I know what to do, but it's quite an open space.
Okay.
So I know where to place an hand or a head, but that's it. So
Okay.
I don't even make grids anymore. I don't even use pencils anymore. I already sketch with my paints, and then I can refine, I can change, I can start again. So at the beginning, I used to be very perfectionist, very tight, and the eye and whatever. Maybe I understood even that I prefer painting than drawing. And that's why I am so impatient to use the paint when everything is placed on the palette, that I really can't lose my time. Since that I'm losing time if I draw, so I just paint and then go there. Yeah.
So it sounds as if you're much more confident, and that you're much more confident and you're freer in your expression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Okay, you've given me some examples of that. So have you ever been stumped for ideas, Elisa?
Oh no, do you mean if I have never run out from ideas? It's very hard for me to have no ideas. My brain, yeah, I have too many ideas. I have to be careful in not, being absorbed into too many projects. It's the opposite. I have too many ideas, and I have to choose which one to pick up and then make it real. And that's my problem. Too many ideas.
Too many ideas. Yeah. So do you find that difficult, choosing which one to actually realize?
Sometimes because I try to go by logic, comparison and the metrics and the world, that stuff. So it's incredibly boring. But then, I in my intimacy, I know what to do. So
okay, so it sounds as
if up and down in my roller coaster of emotion, but then I will come out with my decision after that. I've got a sort of emotional authority, and then so I have to go into my process of yes or no, yes or no, yes or no, and then I will decide.
Okay, so it doesn't sound a very easy process.
No, not always.
So how do you cope with that? And how do you get round that? It sounds as if it isn't an easy process, and yet you're driven to create a painting. So what kind of for you helps to keep that momentum, that desire to create more?
It's a good question as well. Oh, well, it doesn't take me ages, of course. I can take me some days, but I can still keep the momentum if I have the right energy and I really feel that the painting is coming along very well because I nailed the emotion.
Okay.
Then I speed up.
Okie doke. So the emotion seems to be very important to you, capturing the emotion within the painting.
Yes, I have to detach as much as possible from, external influences. I'm working on this because I'm quite influenced by stuff coming around me and happening to me. But yes, I'm growing under this point of view as well.
Great stuff. Thank you. Have you ever needed to take a break from your art practice for a while?
As I said, yes, I had, maybe 1 month off sometimes to take some time for me because I want to take, a pause and I do something different, but my mind is always there. Even if I don't paint, my mind is always there. And every time I go in front of the door of my studio, I will, I just make a pic and then, okay, you're still there and waiting for me to come back. So it's a safety, my safe corner, my safe space.
I do that too. That's why I was laughing. So when you do feel you need to take a break, why is that, do you think? Why do you feel you need to take a break?
Because I want to recharge and research something different. Yeah, it's all connected to what I said.
Okay, yeah. What is the most difficult aspect about creating a new piece?
I don't think that I create a new piece thinking that it's a difficult piece.
No, but not necessarily it's a difficult piece, but what part of the creative process do you find the most difficult?
I really don't know the answer, because when I am inspired, I don't have many problems in arranging what I want to express and what I want to paint. But sometimes I think the matching between what you want to say and maybe the reference that you're looking for, the very right face for that. Maybe that is even quite a treasure hunting somehow. Yeah. But once you have your choice made, everything goes smooth. Yeah.
Thank you. What is the most pleasurable part about creating an artwork?
Everything but getting stuck. No, I love everything. I love, playing with the paint and mixing colors. I love mixing colors. And yes, giving myself freedom in using colors. At the beginning, I was very scared about colors because I didn't have the technical knowledge to manage colors. So I studied from black and white. But now I am not a master, because no one is really the Rembrandt hair, but yes, I know the basics and I can experiment with consciousness. So everything is quite natural. I love it.
Good. What's the favorite piece you've ever made?
From myself, the last one.
The last one. Is it always the last one?
If you ask me in a month's time, I will always say the last one.
So why do you
Yes,
think it is the
yeah,
last one?
because it seems that I know I feel the most the most, you know, the greatest connection, and it represents me the most, I think. Then,
At
you
that
know,
particular time?
yes, you evolve and you change. So there is another piece, and then another one, then another one.
Okay, thank you. When did you decide to become an artist?
It was 2018. Yeah, 2018. I decided that it was time to look for something different.
So what was the catalyst for that?
Oh, a big, you know, professional failure is not the right word, but I had to give up with a position which was very important in my job, but I was not able to sustain the rhythm because I had to drive for 2 hours going and 2 hours coming back from home. And after 6 months, I was, you know, knocked out. And then I said, okay, I will come back to my previous place of work. So earning less money, but being free and having time for my family and for myself. And then I said, I realized that priorities were different from what I expected. So job, you know, went downstairs in the priorities, and I chose Elisa and not my job.
I love that. I chose Elisa.
Elisa, yeah. Same thing, yeah.
I chose Elisa. That is just so wonderful. So for the people who are watching this, is there anything else you would like them to know about how you create your work and why?
Well, I think that I spoke too much, really, but I'm sure that more than my words, they can be involved by the feelings that I try to convey through my paintings. So you are so invited to take a look at my website. And there is still an old version of the website. I'm rebranding, so I will be live with a new website in maybe in 1 month. But anyway, there is a gallery, so people can check and see, you know, as many of my paintings, many of my pieces, yeah. And then, of course, keep in touch on Facebook, because I will show up regularly with my new pieces as well.
Fantastic. If you could send me any links that you want, and I will add them below the video. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm so enamored by your whole process, and I think it's really amazing how each artist deals with the creativity, and I just find it fascinating.
I love the questions that you made, because I was able to go deep. And I also have to thank Mac, my friends that are watching me, because she was the first that believed in my art. And she bought, I think, really one of my favorite pieces ever, and my geisha. And I can't thank Mac enough, because she believed in me. And everything is a little step to build our career, if I can speak about a career, but, you know, giving experience as an artist. So thank you again, and it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure for me as well. Thanks so much. So I will pop on all Lisa's so if you're sure you will, then you know where to go to. Thank you so much. Bye then, Lisa.
Bye-bye, my friends. Bye-bye.
Bye.